Identify one cultural challenge of globalization. A significant cultural challenge of globalization related to climate change in Germany is the tension between traditional industrial practices and modern environmental objectives. This challenge is particularly evident in the Ruhr area, a historically industrial region that has long been dependent on coal and heavy industries. The cultural and economic importance of these industries creates resistance to transitioning to more sustainable practices, making it difficult to align local practices with Germany's ambitious climate goals. Research data, statistics, and information. Germany has set an ambitious goal to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 65% by 2030 and to achieve climate neutrality by 2045. Despite these targets, the transition is fraught with difficulties. In 2021 alone, Germany experienced about 6.6 billion euros in damage from extreme weather events, underscoring the urgency of effective climate action. The Ruhr area, with its strong industrial base, illustrates the challenges of reconciling economic stability with the need for greener technologies. The region's reliance on coal and traditional industries is not only a significant contributor to carbon emissions but also a deeply ingrained aspect of its cultural identity and economic structure. The carbon footprint in Germany remains high at 8.4 tons of CO2 per person, reflecting the extensive lifestyle and industrial changes needed. Analyze the issue from the geocultural point of view. The Ruhr area, known for its industrial heritage, faces unique challenges due to its dependence on coal and heavy industries. The physical landscape of this region, dominated by old factories, coal mines, and large infrastructure, serves as a constant reminder of its industrial past. The legacy of industrialization in the Ruhr area includes both economic prosperity and environmental degradation. This history has left visible traces in the form of industrial infrastructure and economic structures that are resistant to change. There is a strong cultural attachment to the traditional industries that have shaped the identity of the Ruhr area. Many residents view these industries as a symbol of regional pride and economic stability, leading to skepticism about the economic impacts of transitioning to green technologies. National climate policies often clash with local interests in industrial regions where the economy and culture are deeply tied to traditional industries. The economic power of these industries can create resistance to national environmental policies. Local communities in the Ruhr area wield significant cultural and economic power. Engaging these communities in the transition process is crucial to balancing national climate goals with regional needs. Economic shifts associated with climate policies can disproportionately affect vulnerable communities, including certain ethnic and gender groups. These groups may face greater challenges in adapting to new economic realities and must be considered in planning processes to ensure equitable outcomes. Presenting a proposal for a possible solution, we focus on creating a culturally sensitive transition plan for the Ruhr area. This plan aims to integrate sustainable practices while respecting and preserving the region's cultural and economic context. The proposed solution involves developing community-based projects that blend traditional industrial practices with modern green technologies. This approach seeks to honor the region's industrial heritage while promoting sustainability. The objectives are to facilitate a smooth economic transition, preserve cultural identity, and enhance the adoption of sustainable practices within the Ruhr area. Now let's talk about the implementation. The activities include converting former industrial sites into renewable energy facilities such as solar or wind farms. This not only reduces carbon emissions but also utilizes existing infrastructure in a new, sustainable way. Additionally, comprehensive training programs will be implemented to help workers transition from traditional industries to green technologies. These programs should include vocational training, upskilling, and educational resources. Cultural initiatives will be launched to celebrate the region's industrial history while showcasing new sustainable practices. This might include museums or cultural events that highlight both the past and the future. Furthermore, establishing forums and advisory committees will involve local communities in decision-making processes. This ensures that their perspectives and needs are addressed in the transition plan. The desired outcomes include economic revitalization through new industries, preservation of the region's cultural heritage, and increased adoption of sustainable practices. Identification of stakeholders. Local communities. These communities are central to the project, providing input and participating in implementation. Their cultural and economic concerns must be addressed to ensure successful adoption of new practices. Government agencies. At both national and local levels, government agencies will provide regulatory support, funding, and policy guidance. Their role includes facilitating the transition and addressing resistance. NGOs and environmental organizations such as Greenpeace Germany and the Heinrich Böll Foundation will offer expertise, resources, and advocacy for sustainable practices and community engagement. Educational institutions like the Technical University of Dortmund will support education and training programs, helping to align new skills with the needs of the green economy. Businesses, companies such as Siemens will collaborate on implementing sustainable practices and technologies, balancing traditional roles with new green initiatives. Identification and analysis of cultural elements. Local communities. The cultural attachment to traditional industries can influence the acceptance of climate policies. Engaging these communities in the transition process is essential to addressing their concerns and fostering cooperation. Government agencies, they must navigate the local resistance while balancing national climate goals with regional needs. Their policies must be flexible and responsive to local contexts. NGOs advocate for sustainability while being sensitive to local cultural and economic contexts. Their role is to bridge the gap between national policies and local realities. Educational institutions provide the necessary training and education that respect traditional practices while promoting new sustainability goals. Businesses influence the transition by investing in and developing green technologies. Their adaptation to new practices must align with both their economic goals and environmental responsibilities. Types of resources needed. Human resources include experts in sustainability, trainers for new technologies, community leaders and volunteers to drive and manage the transition projects. Economic resources, government grants, private investments and international aid will support various aspects of the plan, including project development and community training. Infrastructure, necessary for renewable energy projects, training programs, and cultural initiatives. This includes facilities for energy production and educational resources. Knowledge, expertise in industrial practices, green technologies, and cultural insights to effectively design and implement the transition plan. Conclusion. Considering cultural aspects is crucial for designing effective and inclusive climate solutions. In the Ruhr area, understanding and integrating the cultural significance of traditional industries into the transition plan is essential for success. This approach ensures that climate actions are not only environmentally effective, but also culturally and economically feasible. As professionals and responsible citizens, it is important to support climate strategies that respect and incorporate local traditions and identities. By doing so, we contribute to creating sustainable and equitable solutions in a globally connected world.